أشرقت نفسي بنور من فؤادي حينما رددت يا رب العباد وانتشت روحي وصار الدمع يجري يا إلهي خذ بقلبي.
The Shaykh Rahmatullah alayhi says, Bab Tafsir Al-Tawhid wa Shahadati Allah ilaha illallah. This chapter, the explanation of Tawheed and the testimony that there is none worthy of worship except Allah. The testimony, La ilaha illallah. This chapter is dedicated to explaining Tawheed, to explaining the Shahada, La ilaha illallah. Now, the term Shahada usually comprises of three things. Firstly, it comprises of belief, firm belief of what one is testifying to, which includes knowledge and certainty. The second thing that it comprises is professing it on the tongue. The third thing it comprises is informing, proclaiming to others the matter that one is testifying to. And the Shahada the words of the Shahada are La ilaha illallah. 4 words. The first word, La, is what is known in the Arabic language as Allah Nafiya lil Jins, the particle of absolute negation. So this particle, La, negates worship of from all other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from everyone but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we will find through the explanation of the Shahada. The second word is Ilah. What does the word Ilah means? Some of the linguists say that the term Ilah refers to the one who inspires bewilderment in the minds of others. It causes others to be bewildered about the essence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the modality of His attributes, the kayfiyah of His attributes, the exact nature of His essence and His attributes. So this is not actually a good definition. This is not actually a good opinion that is held by this group of linguists. The other explanation of the word Ilah is the one who is deified by worship. And this was explained by Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhuma. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran regarding the people of Fir'aun, the Pharaoh's indignities, that they said to Fir'aun, أَتَذَرُ مُوسَى وَقَوْمَهُ لِيُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَيَذَرَكَ وَآلِهَتَكَ, that they said to Fir'aun, will you leave Musa and his people to cause corruption in the land and to forsake you and your gods? Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhuma recited this ayah in a different way. He would recite alihatak as ilahatak. He would recite it as أتذر موسى وقومه ليفسدوا في الأرض ويذرك وإلهتك. Ilahatak meaning your worship, as he would say that Fir'aun was worshipped, he did not worship. So he would recite the word alihatak as ilahatak, and ilaha here, ilahatak means your worship, meaning that will you leave Musa and his people to spread corruption in the earth and forsake you and the worship of you. So because the word ilaha is synonymous to ibadah, the term aliha refers to aliha, which is plural for ilah, means object of worship. So it has the same meaning as ma'bud. Ilah has the meaning of ma'bud. So ilah is the one who is deified by worship, or the object of worship. That is actually the correct meaning of the word ilah. There's another definition given for the word ilah, which was given by the Ash'ari. The Ash'ari sect, they said that ilah means al-qadir ala al-ikhtira' or al-qadir ala al-khalq, the one who is capable of invention, or the one who is capable of creation. Basically, the creator. And this is actually a wrong definition. Even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator, even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is capable of creation, to say that the word ilah is synonymous to creator, this is erroneous, as I will explain further on. La ilaha illallah. So there's absolute negation of worship from all other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The word ilah is actually the noun or the subject that corresponds to the particle of negation. What is known as the ism la. And there is a predicate or a khabar that is associated with the word ilah. And it is not actually articulated, rather it is assumed. And the Arabs used to do this. The Arabs, when they would make absolute negation from a noun, if its predicate, if its khabar was well known, if it was obvious, then they would not actually mention, they would not actually articulate it. So there is a word there is a word after ilah which is assumed and not articulated. What is this word? Some of them said that this khabar or this predicate is mawjood, in existence. Now I said earlier on that the Ash'ari, that they said that the ilah is the one who is capable of creation. So according to that tafsir, according to that definition of ilah, and if the predicate is assumed to be mawjood, in existence, then the meaning of la ilaha illallah here would be that there is no creator in existence, none capable of creation in existence but Allah. So there is no creator in existence but Allah. And this is actually an incorrect explanation for la ilaha illallah, and this is what opened the door for shirk to enter into the ummah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because if we say that this is what la ilaha illallah means, then what this means is that Tawheed is actually limited to Tawheed al-Rububiyyah, the belief that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator, the sustainer, the one who controls the heavens and the earth. And had this been the case, if la ilaha illallah did mean this, then the mushrikun, the pagan Quraysh, the pagans of Makkah, they would have had no problem in professing to la ilaha illallah. They would not have had a problem in accepting the statement and professing the statement la ilaha illallah, because they acknowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator. They acknowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the sustainer, the one who controls the heavens and the earth, the one who controls, the one who governs the affairs of the heavens and the earth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَئِنْ سَأَلْتَهُمْ مَنْ خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ لَيَقُولُنَّ خَلَقَهُنَّ الْعَزِيزُ الْعَلِيمُ. If you were to ask them, O Muhammad, if you were to ask the mushrikeen, who created the heavens and the earth, they would say, the Almighty, the All-Knowing created them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, قُلْ مَنْ يَرْزُقُكُم مِّنَ السَّمَاءِ قُلْ مَنْ يَرْزُقُكُم مِّنَ السَّمَاءِ وَالْأَرْضِ أَمَّنْ يَمْلِكُ السَّمْعَ وَالْأَبْصَارَ وَمَنْ يُخْرِجُ الْحَيَّ مِنَ الْمَيِّتِ وَيُخْرِجُ الْمَيِّتَ مِنَ الْحَيِّ وَمَنْ يُدَبِّرُ الْأَمْرَ فَسَيَقُولُونَ اللَّهُ. Say, who is it that grants you sustenance from the heavens and the earth? Who is it that controls hearing and seeing? Who is it that takes the living from the dead and the dead from the living? Then they would say, Allah. So these ayat and many ayat in the Quran, as we will see through the course of the explanation of Kitab Al-Tawhid, these ayat show us that the mushrikun, that they acknowledge Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's rububiyyah. So had La ilaha illallah, if La ilaha illallah was limited to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's rububiyyah, then the mushrikun would have accepted it. And this shows us that to explain La ilaha illallah as being that there is no creator that exists but Allah, that this is an incorrect explanation for La ilaha illallah. Even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only creator, the only sustainer for the heavens and the earth. If this khabar, this predicate, is taken to be mawjood and the meaning for ilah is taken to be the object of worship, then the meaning would be that there is no object of worship that exists. There is none deified by worship in existence but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This also is an incorrect explanation for La ilaha illallah. As we see that in reality that there are many objects of worship in existence. We see that people worship idols. We see that people worship their desires, they worship wealth and so on and so forth. The mushrikun said, أَجَعَلَ الْآلِهَةَ إِلَهًا وَاحِدًا, that does he make these aliha, these objects of worship into one object of worship. So they referred to their idols as alihas, objects of worship. So there are objects of worship in existence other than Allah, but they do not deserve that worship. Their worship is false. They are false deities. The question then remains, what is this predicate that is assumed? What is this khabar that is assumed and not articulated? The answer to this, that it is haqq, the word haqq. La ilaha haqq illallah, or la ilaha bihaqqin illallah, that there is no true God but Allah, meaning there is none who deserves to be worshipped but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ الْحَقِّ وَأَنَّ مَا يَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِهِ هُوَ الْبَاطِلِ. That is because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is al-haq, the one who truly deserves to be worshipped, and the ones who are worshipped along with him are batil, are false. Their worship is false. So the correct meaning of La ilaha illallah is that there is none worthy of worship except Allah. There is no true God who deserves to be worshipped but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the mushrikun, the pagans of Makkah, they understood the meaning of La ilaha illallah, and this is why they did not acknowledge La ilaha illallah. That is not why they did not profess to La ilaha illallah, because they realized that it meant that it necessitated rejecting the worship of their idols. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إنهم كانوا إذا قيل لهم لا إله إلا الله يستكبرون ويقولون إنا لتارك آلهتنا لشاعر مجنون. That when it was said to them, when it was said to the mushrikun, La ilaha illallah, there is none worthy of worship but Allah, they would become proud and they would say, shall we leave our idols for a mad poet? So this ayah in Surah Safat shows us that the mushrikun understood that La ilaha illallah necessitated abandoning the worship of all other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's unfortunate that they understood La ilaha illallah better than many today who profess it day and night. They say La ilaha illallah, yet they seek their needs from the dead, from saints, make tawaf, circumambulation around graves, and our complaint is we make our complaint to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the correct meaning of La ilaha illallah is that there is none worthy of worship but Allah. And it comprises of negation and affirmation. Negation of worship, or the right to be worshipped from all other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and affirmation of it, affirmation of the right to be worshipped to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone.